She's so informative.
I know, right? All right. So welcome everybody. My name is Stephanie O'Neill and Bryan is my brother. And we started this Young Living business back in 2018. I had purchased a premium starter kit in January and fell in love with the products right away. I have two young boys at home. I am a dental hygienist. Bryan and I both have science backgrounds. So when it came to learning about how essential oils work and the therapeutic benefits, obviously we were 100%, into the science, which is pretty amazing. But I have two young boys at home, and I was working as a hygienist 4 years ago and just kind of doing our thing. And one of my little guys has had pretty bad eczema, and we were, entering the school zone of a lot of boogie noses and all the other things that come along with, those young children. And I got my starter kit, and the biggest change that I had seen is that, I think somebody, she can't hear us. Can you guys hear me? Everybody else? Okay. Bryan, you want to see if you can maybe message Jerry and see if you could help her? Sorry. Okay, so I'm just going to keep going. But so we ended up switching our laundry detergent. I fell in love with Thieves Cleaner, and my little guy's skin started changing. His arms weren't itchy as more. He wasn't having the red blotchy skin. And I was like, wait a second, like, what is this? Is this really true? I definitely was a skeptic at first. My husband is an engineer. He is very black and white. He was 100% a skeptic and used to call me hocus pocus. So it was like a joke, because I'd be like making my little hocus pocus diffuser blends, and the kids were falling asleep easier. And then I ended up ordering Ningxia Red, and he actually had great change with his gut health. That was a struggle for him. So he actually started seeing changes, and then things just kind of unfolded. And I was like, oh my God, this actually works. This is bettering our family, and I can't stop talking about it. So fast forward a couple of months, I ended up talking to a lot of my friends, and people started grabbing. I just had my link, and I was like, grab this. This is amazing. Your kids are going to be able to sleep better. Your stomach's going to feel better. You're going to be less stressed. Just really try it out. So that was kind of how this business started for me. I saw the income potential, and it was eye-opening, but I was working. I actually have a photography business also. I've shot weddings for 10 years. So for me, it wasn't about the money. It was about the love of the product and how it had changed my family and the things that it had done. So fast forward a couple months after I got my premium starter kit, I'm going to kind of roll this right into Bryan, and he's going to tell you how he got started.
So for those, a lot of you know my story, but for those of you that don't, 2017 was kind of a big year for our family. In June, our father passed away, and then not even, about two months later, my partner at the time, Clayton, was feeling really sick, and we couldn't figure out what was going on. He ended up having a fungal infection, a ringworm infection from helping his mom in her garden on his legs. And so he went to the doctor, and the doctor said, yeah, we're just gonna have to treat you. So they gave him topicals. Okay, normal, right? Wasn't working. It was really aggressive, which, in all honesty, to tell you what happened, it was his mom's house she had just bought, and he was digging up the yard, and they had all this plastic down underneath to keep weeds from growing. So he was pulling the plastic and resodding and doing a bunch of stuff, and he found more plastic. So he reached down, and his hand went through the plastic and came up, and it was all this gook on it. So he wiped it on his leg, and then he pulled the plastic out and realized that plastic was actually the last owner's dead dog. So,
oh my God.
Whatever was in there was growing, and he took a shower, but he had cuts and scrapes and whatever, and it must have gotten into his system. So he had a ringworm infection on his leg, which went systemic. So he went to the doctor. They put him on antifungals and didn't test his blood liver values before or during, and they kept upping them. And if you know about antifungals at all, if you don't, you need to test your liver values, but they didn't. And I kept asking and I kept asking. And the doctors said, you guys aren't married. I don't have to answer your questions. And I'm the one with the medical, like not medical, but biology background. I would have never put a 600-pound dolphin on the medication that a 200-pound man was on. So I knew
Take a
something.
first play. I'm gonna listen to this for a second.
It was definitely a big thing. Anyway, so that was all going on. In the middle of it, my sister was like, hey, you want to come to like this super cool Facebook class called, it's like Thieves. It's like this great, awesome, like laundry detergent and all this. And I'm like, I'm glad it helped my nephews. Like I really do appreciate it, but like I don't even know what to do with myself. So to speed forward, Clayton passed away on April 16th of 2018. So it was about 10 months after my dad passed away. And I didn't know what to do with myself. At that point, this is where Stephanie and I come together in a lot of ways, but in oils. I was talking to her and I had gone to the doctor, and the doctor came in, took my blood pressure, and he said, I'm going to come back in 10 minutes. If your blood pressure is not down, I'm going to send you to the hospital. I'm afraid you're going to have cardiac arrest. I was 39. So my mom had just lost my dad, her son-in-law, and I didn't want her to lose me. So I was freaking out. I calmed down. They took my blood pressure. I informed him of what was going on, and he's like, you need to get on medication. And of course that scared me. So I called Stephanie, I was talking to her, and I was on an awful like energy drink fix. I had when I took care of Clayton, sorry, this kind of just all ties it together. When I took care of Clayton, I would have my alarm set for 4. I would crack an energy drink open by my bedside and chug it and fall back asleep. So I would make sure that I would get up at 5 o'clock, because I had to get up, take care of the dog, take care of him, take care of all the stuff, go to work full time. By noon, I needed another one. So I'd have another energy drink full of fake stuff, full of awful things, but I needed it so that I'd get through work. And then I would leave and have another one so I could get through my night, so I could take care of him, take care of the dog, take care of everything, and then do the lawn, like everything. I do it. So I was completely addicted to it. So Stephanie ended up saying, hey, I want to send you something. I'm like, all right, whatever. And this big box came, and it was 2 bottles of this red juice. I'm like, you sent me wine? You're the best sister ever. It wasn't wine. Young Living makes an antioxidant juice. So everyone's like, oh, it's essential oils. Oh no, it's a whole lifestyle. And that's the amazing thing, is that we learn so much about lifestyle and ditching chemicals and stuff and switching over. And she knew enough that she talked to me, connected. Obviously we're connected. It's my sister. And she was like, this is what he needs. He doesn't need a diffuser right now. He doesn't need to have Thieves cleaner right now, like my nephews needed. He needs this. And that's the amazing thing. It wasn't like, just go get this candle. It was, we have so much, let's tailor it to what you need. And so she sent me that. In 5 days of drinking 2 ounces each morning, on the 5th day, almost, I don't know, Stephanie, it was like 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I messaged her and I'm like, I didn't have any energy drinks. Not one, not even a thought at all. And I was like, done. That was my gateway drug. Like that was my gateway drug. And on May 14th, so yesterday, 4 years ago, I ended up getting a diffuser kit. So that was how I started. I started with the supplements. And then I went in and I was like, all right, a diffuser and oils, because I started to just break my life down into pieces. What do I need? What are the things? And this is what I do with all the people that sign up with me. Where are you? What do you need right now? What's the biggest problem you have? Because if I can help you support that, we can take care of everything else. So Stephanie really helped me, because I was drinking energy drinks and I was all over the place and my blood pressure was crazy and I needed to get off of that stuff. So I started drinking the Ningxia. Well, guess what the next thing was sleep. well, that makes sense, because if you're hyped up on energy drinks, you're also not sleeping well. So that's why I grabbed the diffuser kit. So I grabbed the diffuser kit. And then I remember the call very vividly. I called Stephanie because something dawned on me, not even a month later, maybe like a week later, week and a half, Stephanie, I don't like, it was crazy. I was getting phone calls from everyone and their mother about all of the medical bills that Clayton had. I didn't know at the time that I was not required to pay them. All I knew is that somebody just brought it to my attention that I had to pay all of my bills. I did not realize when he died that I had to pay my own rent in full. It just was not there. And I freaked out, I panicked. I did not want to leave the house, the apartment that we were in. I wasn't ready yet. And so I called Stephanie and we were talking. She's like, you love the oils. I love them. Why don't we do the business? Like, you can stay at home and talk about how much you love this stuff. And if you need a night off because it's too much, you can have a night off. And that is how I started. And oh my God, I'm so grateful for it, because it's now been 4 years of building a business that I can do from home. And on the days it's too much, I can still do it from home. I don't have to go serve anybody at a table. Like, I don't have to go have a second job, like anywhere. I can be at home. And so that's how I got switched over to the business, which is like unbelievable. The biggest thing for me when I decided to do it, obviously I wanted the paycheck. And it depends on what you want. I literally looked at their income disclosure, and I think Stephanie, you might be able to share that. I looked at the income disclosure and I picked exactly what Clayton was bringing into our home. And I said, that's what I need. I need to go for that right now, because that will keep me in the apartment we're in for now. Of course, there's a lot, and I want to be all the way at the top. Everyone does. But aiming for the top right away, you might hit burnout. I'm like, nope, I want this. I want to hit where I'm used to being and go from there. And that's exactly what I did. I went for silver, and I had executive in 1 month, silver in 4. I worked really hard for that. I sure as heck did. This being recorded, I'm not going to use my Boston language. I definitely worked really, really hard for it. So I want to swing back just a little bit, because this also brings in the product and how important that it is. This is the best product you're ever going to find. I have a biology degree. My sister, she is in dental hygiene. Her science background is huge. We can talk all about oils and dentistry at some other point, but I dove into, when she said, take a look at this, I dove into it for a number of reasons. I was afraid of medicine. I was afraid of new things. I didn't want anything synthetic. And my biology degree was telling me, you need to make sure that this is good. I have never seen a company. I have friends that work at the CDC and they have actually looked and said they've never seen a distillation process so detailed beyond Young Living. Like, that is huge. And those people have signed up, as a matter of fact. Those people have gotten their products because they're like, I know where the distillation is at. Follow the science. There it is. So that is what I did. I researched. They have the biggest constituent library, constituents are the properties and essential oils that help support your system, than anyone else. All the other companies are knockoff brands because they've followed suit. So I didn't know that. I didn't know that until I researched. So I always tell people to research. That is why it's really, really important. They have seed to seal. They literally are in control of everything from the time they put it into the ground to the time they seal it in a bottle and they send it to you. And that is extremely important. The other side of it is that I'm in animal care. I love the environment. I'm sure you guys all do. Their farming practices are above and beyond environmental practices. They don't chop stuff down just to create a farm. They grow things in the areas that are where those products are found or in the best interest. I don't think anybody know, a lot of people may not know this, but Gary Young got lavender, the lavender we have, from France. France's lavender is bar none, except he had seeds they gave to him. He brought them over. They laughed at him. He said, no, I'm going to grow this in Utah. And they're like, it's not going to work. And he grew lavender. Well, France had a giant infestation, and their lavender fields went to crap. They called him and they said, what do you have? And he said, this is what's growing here. They tested it and they go, it's the same. Can you reseed our fields? So they laughed at him when he took seeds and tried to grow them somewhere else. They lost all their stuff, turned around and said, what do you have? And they said, this is the same quality. We're going to bring it back. So France owes Young Living a lot. And I have a lot of respect for that. So, okay, there you go. That's how I got started. That's why I love it from a science background.
All right, so I think it's pretty cool that everybody obviously has their own story. And going back, I feel like I blocked out 4 years ago. So, obviously our mom being a widow, she was having issues sleeping along with a lot of other things. But she was actually my first customer because I was like, hey, and actually she moved in with me after my dad had passed, and for a little while till things kind of settled down. And I was like, you need a diffuser for your room, and you need Ningxia, you need all these things. So to be able to start something, but solely because you are helping people and that you love the product, there's always a why behind why you do things. I would never in my right mind think that I would be in social selling or network marketing. I had 2 jobs. I have a family. I have so many things going on, but the love of the product in this company drove me to make sure that I had time to share these because I knew that they could help other people. So just making sure that you really have a strong desire behind why you're doing it is the biggest piece that I've taken the last 4 years, because if I didn't have that behind me, I wouldn't still be here, because I would have been burnt out or not wanting to do this or saying no. And always in the heart of hearts, I'm always knowing why I'm always back. And sitting here and looking at all you guys, I'm like, there is still a reason for me here because I love these products and I know that they can help other people. So I don't even know how I just got on that tangent. Sorry. I talk less than Bryan, but sometimes a little bit sneaks out. So anyways, so when you get your products, the cool thing is that you can just be a product user. With Young Living, I think the statistic now is 2% of the company actually sells the product. The rest of the company are just solely product users. That is a huge testimony to just the company in itself, because people love that product so much. So the 2% of, Bryan and I, we basically what you need to do once you love your products, have the products, is you purchase a brand partner kit, and it's $29.99. That's it. That turns you over from a customer to be a brand partner so that you can get commissions. It comes with a Rise booklet, which you can also get on digitally once you do the brand partner purchase, but it's $29.99, and that's for life. It's not
95.
$29.95. I don't know, that 99 is always there. But once you purchase that, you are then a brand partner and can make commissions. If you don't want to make commissions, that's okay. When something happens, or if you don't want to do it anymore like that, there's no strings attached, nothing.
There's no quota.
No quota, no nothing. So I dropped the income statement in the chat here, but basically with any social selling multi-level marketing company, there's basically ranks that you can hit to get a commission, but it's not something that you, like Bryan said, there's no commissions that you have to hit every single month. It's when you do hit them, this is basically where your paycheck will land. So I'm trying to, I don't want to say dumb this down, but try to make it simple, because sometimes I feel like you can get overwhelmed by a lot of information. And when I first got started, it took me about a month to 2 months to hear all the words, to understand what was what. But we also have what they call subscribe to save, which is loyalty rewards. So if anybody is familiar with Amazon subscription, it's the same thing. You get to pick what you want, put it in a box, and it gets sent to you monthly. So that's one of their programs that they have. And it is highly recommended if you are going to be a brand partner, because you cannot sell a product that you don't have. So you need to be a product of the product. The minimum to be on Subscribe to Save, which again is optional, is $50. But that is my laundry soap, my house cleaning, my kids shampoo. They have supplements, vitamins, Ningxia, my sunscreen. There is a lot that you can throw in a box, and then you don't have to go to a big box store. So I have drastically cut down my Target card, which is pretty nice. And it just arrives at my front door, and you can change it to whatever you want it to be, whatever is good for you. So that is, their minimum is 50. Every single time you go up to one of their tiers, they have promos, you get free products, and then you end up getting a percentage in loyalty rewards back. So say that you spend 100, first 3 months, you get 10%, so you get 10 points. After 3 months, you get 30 points. You can get a big bottle of lavender for free. So once you start accruing points, like my Ningxia, we drink it daily. My husband is no longer a Hocus Pocus guy. He's actually the Hocus Pocus guy. He doesn't miss it, opens the fridge, drinks it on his own. I don't have to say anything, but I end up getting my Ningxia. I get 8-pack bottle for free because I save my points, and then he's good for, I think it's like 5 months. I feel like we don't go through it that much, but so I feel like there's a benefit to that program outside of just being a brand partner and needing products to share, and you don't even need to sample. You just need to use your products in front of your people, and they're gonna smell you, and they're gonna think you smell amazing, and then they're gonna just get the calmness just right off you. So those are the brand partner kit, $29.95. You are already a customer. It's in your shop. You can just type in brand partner kit and it's there, check out, and you will then switch over and you'll have access to what we call the virtual office, which is the whole business side of Young Living, which is a whole another call. But I think, Bryan, you were going to talk about just sharing and how we have had our family, our friends, some of you guys just using social media, jump on and try the products.
Yeah. So obviously some people are like, well, I would really love to do this, but, right? There's always buts. But do I want to start it. I want to change all of this, but you can put as many buts in front of you, but guess what? That means there's a whole bunch of buts that are going to get through that gate before you. So if you want to change something, you have to do it. You can't just put out the excuse. You can't. And I say it time and time again, and I tell everybody's journey is different, and everybody can say, but I have this, but I have that, but I have kids, but I have a job, but I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. You want to know why? You will make time for the things that are actually important to you. You will. And I'm not saying that your kids, your spouse, your pets are not important, but there's time in the day that you can etch out if you really honestly do have a goal. If you're happy where you are, that's great. But if you have something you want to go for, then you have to tell yourself that you deserve it. That's the thing. That's the biggest thing, is to tell yourself that you deserve to get what could be there if you go for it. So that's the most important part, is, like Stephanie said, using the product. We love this so much. If this product was garbage, I would not be here. I would not tell you to use it. If I thought that it hurt the environment and animals, I would not be on here, because I wouldn't be ordering it ever. Like, I love the products, so it's easy to talk about. That's the biggest thing. If you go to a grocery store or you pick something up that you like, my favorite thing, okay, if you go to a restaurant and you order, this is my thing because some people are like, what? Like, if you go to a restaurant and you order chicken piccata, and it's the best you've ever had in your whole life, like, oh, blow it up, like, what? Like, and you tell everybody who's coming to your town, without a doubt, if you're going to be here, we are going to get this. because it's amazing. And you send, I don't know, 500 people to that restaurant in a year and they all get the chicken piccata. Is that restaurant going to say thank you and give you anything? Nope. But Young Living will. If you don't like chicken piccata, you're weird and I don't trust you. But the point is, your opinion matters. And this ties right into social media because I know a lot of people, and I will go right after it. A lot of people will look at me and they'll say, well, Bryan has a lot of followers. I do. I sure do. I've worked very hard for it. A lot of things have happened in my life where it has fallen into place, but I worked for it. I didn't just magically post one video and there I am. I don't look like Brad Pitt. I look better, but no, just kidding. That excuse has to go. It has to go. It has to stop. The thing is, when I hear somebody say, I don't have that many followers, I don't have that influence, I don't know if I can share these products and people will actually buy them. You want to know what? You're not a fan of yourself. If you aren't your number one fan, then you're not an influencer. You have to believe in yourself first more than anybody else. Because if you don't, who else is going to believe in you? Which again, you need to be a product of the product. You have to use these products. You have to find the things that you like. Like, do I use the shampoo? Do I? I don't. So why would I talk about it? Like, it makes no sense, right? I find the products that work for me. I had surgery twice in the past 6 months on a very sensitive area because the doctors were concerned that I had cancer. I don't, I'm fine. However, what I haven't posted yet, but I will, is that Young Living makes a spray called Clariderm. Clariderm is actually created to help women after childbirth. So think about it. Of course I'm going to use it. I used it first and now I have results. I just haven't shared them yet because I wanted to give myself some time. That's important. That is huge. Having your own story to talk about is what this is about. Not, oh, Stephanie loves thieves because it's great for her kids for the laundry. No, it's not. Bryan loves this and this and this because he smells motivation blend and he can get up at 4 a.m. and do 60 dances. Like, that's not how this works. So if you're not your own number one fan, that's where you need to start, because the business side of things isn't about using lavender. It's about knowing that you matter and your opinion matters, because it does. So be your number one fan. And as soon as you do that, you are an influencer, because you're influencing yourself in a direction that you want to head. If people want to follow you, they want to follow you. If they don't, doesn't matter. They're not your people. There's plenty of people that comment and send stuff in my messages that are not nice. And I bet you no one even knows that. Want to know why? It doesn't matter to me. So being a product of the product and sharing and talking about it is huge. Social media, that's one way. That's how I did it. I was I was widowed. I was by myself. I was away from a lot of people. Then the pandemic hit. I was actually lucky that the pandemic hit, because I already knew how to do social media and talk about oils. When other people did stuff in home and did not know, like my sister, she's amazing. If you want in home, like, how do I do this? How do I get people together? Stephanie's incredible with it. I'm not, because that's not how I grew up in this business. So there's lots of different ways for you to develop your business. That's the thing. I don't want you to look at us and be like, oh, well, Bryan has all these followers. That's why. It's not why. I was silver before I had an Instagram.
So a little spin off of that. So I started in January. Bryan had grabbed his kit in May. If you guys do look at the income disclosure, I had hit executive in a month. I hit silver in 4 months. I hit gold in 9 months. Short of legit working super hard again, like I own it, I did it, but everything was in person for me. So I hit platinum in November of 2020. We didn't have a Black Friday sale, but we had a lot of momentum and it was freaking amazing. I signed up my first person in on social media in 2020. Like everybody else that signed up with me was either somebody that I knew or somebody that somebody knew that gave me a referral. So the cool thing about Bryan and I, obviously, you know, we're both successful, but totally two different, we're the same blood. I don't dance in public, but we have totally like two different ways of building. So I used to go to people's homes and I would bring my starter kit, which is amazing. If you guys haven't looked at the premium starter kits, it's the way to go. It's the 12 best oils, Young Living bundles together with a diffuser that you pick. And it's honestly the best way for anybody to get started. It's over $400 value, you get it for $165 and it's life-changing. I used to bring this box everywhere I went and I would just tell people about it. Have them smell the lavender, have them put on Stress Away. I would like go to a party and literally chase my friends down with Stress Away and they still laugh at me to this day, but they all friggin' use Stress Away all the time. So I did the work, but I would do that. And then I would have one of my friends host a party and be like, hey, just invite, it can be 2 people. It doesn't have to be fancy. You don't even need appetizers. You can just sit around with coffee or wine, go to a coffee shop one-on-one, call your neighbor, call your mom, your brother. There's people in your life, if you sit and write 10 names down, that you can help. It's the people that you know that have a baby that's struggling sleeping. It's somebody that has lost somebody that's grieving that can't sleep. Literally, if you think about the people that you love, you have at least 10 people to help and you know exactly what they need. And the cool thing is with Young Living is that there's something for everybody. If my neighbor can't, if they're having issues cleaning the house and the fragrance of the stuff that they got at Target is bothering them, like we have Thieves Cleaner and they can just use your link and just buy Thieves Cleaner. They don't have to get the starter kit if they don't want it. So there's an avenue for everybody, but it's meeting the people where they are. It has nothing to do with us. So I feel like when I started this business, I wasn't solely trying to get starter kit sales and everybody needs this. I want them to have it, but I have to meet them where they are at. And that's the most important thing because this has nothing to do with us. Yes, we're obviously making commission and you know, it all comes into one. But when I sit back and think, oh, you know, Betty didn't want thieves today. Like, that's okay. Like, I can't let that get to me. It has nothing to do with me. So I feel like when you get out and you actually sit down and think about the people that you can help, you talk to them and you have to be face forward to them and authentic because they will see right through you if you are trying to just sell them for the buck, because that's not what this is about. And I feel like that's like such a strong thing for me because we've seen a lot of people come into this business come and go. And the ones that are still here have the why behind why they're here, the love for the product, and they want to help people. It has nothing to do with anything else. So in-person classes, and again, Bryan said, if this is something you guys are interested in, I will do a call on in-person. I will give you all my tips and tricks. We've done sample classes where we've sent out like bags of little samples and every day you open something and try it and we do a video. Like there's so many different ways to share. And the cool thing is you can do it the way that you want to. So if you don't want to do reels, if you don't want to do in person, you can, you know, do social media. But the cool thing is that it's your business and you do it the way that you want to do it, but we have all the tools to help you depending on which avenue you choose.
I think that's really important too, is for people to understand that this is a giant community. And in a community, you can find resources outside of where you start. So like somebody may sign up with me, right? And they're like, this is the way I want to go. And they're like, but I would prefer to do in person. There's nothing wrong with reaching out to Stephanie. You can be like, hey, Bryan, this is what I am really interested in. Like, how do I do this? And I will literally tell you in person, I've done like 2. And I don't know. So I will send you to Stephanie because I want you to be successful. I don't need to give you all the answers. I don't have all the answers. If somebody is going to ask me about Progestins Plus, which happens to be an oil blend that's supportive of female hormones, I am not the guy that's experienced that. And I'm not going to try to even pretend to be. I will give you the science behind it. I will let you know, and I will send you to somebody that could educate you better from their experiences. If it's somebody, but this is also the great thing is where we are so inclusive in our group that we cover anything and everything. So I can tell you right now that if you have anybody in your family who's transitioning, and it is somebody who is, from a DNA standpoint, female at the start and they're switching over to male, don't you dare use Progestins Plus, because that will counteract the medications that you're having and it could cause complications for your transition. That's very important too. So I just want, like, we cover so much because our group is just so open to everybody and we want to help. Find people, search the groups. Like, I cannot tell you enough. Search the groups. You can come to us whenever you want, but obviously everybody has a life. We're all running around. We may not get to your question until 10 o'clock at night. If you go into the education groups and the business groups that we've added you to, or if you need to be added to, please reach out to us. But there is a wealth of information. If you're like, what can I use for sleep for kids? Go into Lavender Droppers, Wellness Hive, Oils Modern. Those are our 3 major libraries of education on Facebook, and you can type that stuff in. And boom, you're going to have all this information, plus you're going to have all of these people that have literally share their story. Like, I didn't know what to do about my kids. They weren't sleeping, and this is what I added. Like, you will get that. So if that's what you're looking for, I can't tell you what I do to put my kids to sleep. I don't have any kids. I have pets. I use TOA and Peace and Calming. But other than that, I don't have kids. So search the groups. I think that's super, super important. Use the education and resources that are there.
And the cool thing is that obviously we have Bryan and I's team, but then we have teams above, over, and everybody is one big community. So I feel like everybody always laughs, say we came for the product, but we got the community because we have so many resources. And like Bryan said, if you need help, we can find it, and we just need to get you plugged in. So with that being said, we do have our education group. So if you're not in there and you're interested, or even on the business group, let Bryan and I know, and we can get you in there. You can search around, you can ask questions. And also, if you have people that are interested, that you want to sign up and they need more education, that's where you plug them in. Especially the Wellness Hive business, those are run by us. So if you add somebody, they are going to get in and they can get all the information that they need. So we're going to transition this over to talk about money, which is sometimes a little bit
Taking
awkward.
off, but
Yes, bye, Greg.
I want to thank you all. Thank you very much. It was really nice meeting you. Okay, take it
Thanks
easy.
for coming.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
Sure. Yep. Okay. Thank you. Okay.
So the thing about the commission statement, you guys saw it, you can take a look. The average, I know they change every year because they base it off what people make, but the average silver paycheck monthly is around $1,000, which is life-changing. $200 is life-changing for any of us. It covers the groceries, or it doesn't even cover gas at this point because the prices are so high. So I feel like, right? I like drove by the other day and I was like, $450? Like,
Another reason to work from home.
right? But just knowing that when sometimes somebody says $100, but to make $100 and you get to cover your laundry soap, your sleep aids, your shampoo, your conditioner, your supplements, and that's paid for, think about the money that you're saving because you're not spending it somewhere else. So you'll hear us talking about ditching and switching, and that has a lot to do with that because we purchase a lot of our stuff from Young Living, so we don't have to go elsewhere and we get points back and et cetera, et cetera. And their stuff's so concentrated, like their thieves, I talk about thieves all the time. Their thieves cleaner is $23.50 for a 14-ounce bottle, and use one capsule. That lasts me, I'm a clean freak. It lasts me less than it probably would somebody else, but it's 4 to 5 months of a cleaner that you're not going to have to go and buy the Windex or the Mrs. Myers or whatever. So the stuff lasts forever. But chatting about commissions, you guys, I want you to make sure that you do look at the commission statement. But right now, the cool thing that Young Living just rolled out for May and June is called a Cultivate and Grow bonus. So when you sell a starter kit, say that I'm here and I'm going to pick Beth, you are going to buy a starter kit. We are going to have the premium starter kit, the Desert Mist. She's going to purchase it with my link. And once you are a brand partner, you have a link that has your number attached to it, and she checks out. I will get $50 from Beth's purchase of a starter kit. So I'm going to break this down really simple. There's a lot of other little things that go in there, but that's pretty much true and true with any starter kit that you sell to any friend or family member. They use your referral link, you get $50. If I have a friend who does not want a starter kit, but they want a thieves cleaner, I get 25% of that. So I would end up getting, I don't even know, what's 25% of $24? But say that they spend $100, it's not a starter kit, you get $25. So 25% of anything purchased that's not a starter kit bonus, you always get $50. So that is how it has been for us since we started. So if you think about that and you have 3 friends, you have $150 every single month if you have 3 friends that need a starter kit, which we all have more than 3 friends that need a starter kit. So that's the simple of the starter kit bonus. For this month and next month, they are actually rolling out a cultivation bonus, which is if you help 2 people spend $100, it could be a starter kit or something else, $100, you get $100. So that's on top of whatever you make for commissions. If you help 4 people, you end up getting $200. Is it $200?
It's
so
$200 on the first $100.
Yeah, so it's 100 plus 200.
$300 if you sign 4 people up.
4 people that grab $100 worth of products. If you help 6 people this month, you end up getting $600 on top of the commissions for the starter kit. So technically, if you help 6 people get a starter kit, plus the 6 people are over 100, you can make $900 just this month, which they've never done before. And it's amazing. And I know that's probably a lot of math, and I just threw out 50, 100, and we have graphics for it and it's explained, but I feel like that's something that even if you had 3 friends that just need a starter kit, $150 is life-changing. So I feel like that's something that, like I said, you have the 10 people that you love that need help. That's where you start. And it's solely to help them. It's obviously we are on the other end and there is a commission for this. So I feel like you have to break through that barrier and try not to worry financially about somebody else's decisions, because I feel like that's held me back sometimes. And I'm like, oh God, she needs this. And I'm like, oh goodness, she probably can't pay for that. Not my decision. I need to make sure that I give her the opportunity to make the purchase if she needs it and finds value in it. But then also give them the opportunity to know that there is a business for them too. Because my cousin actually, my husband's cousin, I purchased my kit from her. If she never told me about the business, I wouldn't be here. Bryan wouldn't be here. We went to Hawaii to a farm for Young Living with my mom and my kids and Bryan. Like, we would have never had those memories. There's so many things.
We were gifted that because we worked and got like,
yeah.
What?
But there's just so many things that we wouldn't be here if somebody didn't tell me about the opportunity and vice versa. So, and that's why we actually had this call, because I was like, we haven't had a call like this. It's been a while. Right?
It's been quite a while. I think something that I've learned that I think a lot of people also probably feel is that when you start this stuff, you're like, ooh, don't want to be pushy. Right? Like, oh, don't want, but we're not. Like, that's the thing. We don't have to be. We love, love, love the products. And that's the thing. Like, it's not fair for us to, like, how many people have an Aria? Like, that diffuser is amazing. like we all know the products work. So why wouldn't we get so weirded out about money because it's unfortunately how the world turns and people have all these feelings about it. But really at the end of the day, I know I'll look right now. I will look and see who's on here. There's a number of people who are on my team. All right, Lorraine's here. Lorraine signed up. If she ends up signing up Oprah Winfrey and becomes a Royal Crown Diamond, and I stay at a silver level or a gold level, it's fine. Those are all wonderful levels, right? If she signs up Oprah, I'm gonna cheer her on. Like if she hits Royal Crown Diamond and I don't, even though I enrolled her and I've been doing this longer, I want her to have that for a lot of reasons. One, I'm a nice person. Two, like that's the way the universe works. It's not up to me to judge who deserves whatever they get. She's gone through things I can't even understand. And at that moment in time, the world wants her to have that. I'm glad I could bring that to her. I would have never, ever, ever met her if it wasn't for social media. And then she signed up for oils because I have tons of followers. I do. And I message as many as I can. But the people who want my widowed blog and the people that want oils are the people that I prioritize because those are the people that need something. If that didn't happen, we wouldn't know each other. We wouldn't be friends. Interestingly enough, Vera is on here. She's in Canada. Same thing. Same exact thing happened. And now we're all going on a trip together. Would have never, ever, ever known that would have happened. So if you don't share the things, if you don't share the possibility of what's out there for people, what are you missing? I would know right now that I'd be missing new friendships for sure. But yes, this is a business and this is amazing and you can grow this and meet new people and it becomes residual income. And the one thing that resonates with me more than anything else, and this may hit one person on here like it hits me, I don't know. When my partner passed on, I was by myself and that scared the crap out of me. So I needed another job. That I built and I worked for it. Like this isn't like you smile and you show a bottle of lavender and 90 people show up. Like we're not going to play that game. That's not how we don't know. You need to put in the effort and we're here to help you. But I got what I needed. I totally got what I needed. And now I have a business and maybe, Devin and I end up adopting or having kids or whatever. If that doesn't happen, guess what I can do? I can will my business to anybody that I want. I can give that to my nephews. So they never, ever, ever have to feel the way that I did. And that right there is the driving force at the end of the day for me. At the end of the day, I can change somebody else's life, even when I'm gone. I never knew this existed. If I knew this when Young Living started, I would have signed up #1. But I didn't because the universe had different plans. But I'm here now, which means I'm part of the plan. So dive in.
I know, and that being said too, I feel like some people are like, oh, but you started earlier. There is so many people that need these products in their home that don't even know about Young Living. So and Bryan was talking about excuses earlier. I hate excuses. It's something that really bothers me, but that's one thing that I hear all the time. And I'm like, there are so many people that have not heard about these products and that you guys have one-on-one touches with, which is you can change their life. But with that being, Peg, I was looking and I was like, what did it take for us to get to executive in a month and silver in 4 months? A lot of work. But the biggest thing I'm going to say is finding people to do the business with you. that you can do this with, because if my brother wasn't alongside of me when I started, I wouldn't be where I am. I had my best friend with me. A little story about her. She actually had overcome brain cancer and I literally made her ditch and switch all of her fragrance products in her house because I didn't care about anything else, but other than she needed to switch it all. And so she's actually one of my level ones, which is a leg, which you'll learn about when you start this business. And I placed her there, and we built a business under her for the sole purpose of being able to help her in general. So I had my best friend, I had my brother, and I also had my work mom. She was a dental assistant at my office. Never wanted to do the business. Kind of dabbled in it, but started. She's what we call a ghost leg. She's kind of held that business part for me. She loves the product, so I know she'll always purchase. But I think trying to look at the business long term is one piece of advice, because the timeline for us and the way that things went down 4 years ago, I think it's a lot different now, just with the way that the world is. And I feel like trying not to think about the number and how quickly it can happen. It's going to be more, who can you take along for the ride with you and help and gift this to them? Bryan, do you have any? I really can't. I'm trying to. So I was working. I have 2 boys at home. They were, I was doing photography. I am a very busy person though, so I tend not to stop. It's just how I am. But I think having people run with me, we would be on Zoom calls sometimes at night, but it was that interaction. And like, I would be putting Valor on when I was like at the coffee shop, and someone's like, oh, what's that? So I feel like it's just getting the products that you love that you can share about solely because you love them, and then just talking about them, but also having people along the ride with you doing the same thing.
Yeah, I think that people can't, the most important thing I've learned is that you can't put expectations. You can put goals on yourself and try for them, and then just know that whatever you accomplish towards that goal was what you're supposed to hit. Like, obviously no excuses, but if you try, like, there have been months where I have not signed anybody up. Nobody, nothing. And people are shocked by that. And for a while it upset me. I was like, well, what am I doing wrong? And then I realized it wasn't their time. It's not, I'm here to just help facilitate it. I had to let that go. And I had to know that it'll happen when it happens. That's just my mindset. That's where I have like gone to it. And that took the pressure off. It totally took the pressure off when I relaxed and said, look, this isn't a hustle. It's not. This is a help. I'm not hustling anymore. I'm not hustling through life. I'm like, everything I do now, I'm not hustling. I'm busy, I'll tell you that. But I enjoy it. So when I stopped stressing out and just was myself and shared, it just happened. I have had people who have come out of the woodwork and said, I've been watching you for 4 years. You've been talking about oils, and now I officially know that you like oils, because some people think that it's a fad. They think that it's just a quick thing you're trying and that you don't actually believe in the product, so they're not going to sign up with you. Those are some of my strongest customers. They're some of my most, they're like, we're in 400, 500, 600 PV a month, and they watched me for 2 years to make sure that I wasn't just jumping in and sharing for like a minute because it was the new fad. This isn't a fad. The company's been around forever and ever and ever. Like, other companies are copying them. We will not name said companies. But that's the thing. Like, just be you and don't put so much stress on yourself. But you might as well give it a go. That's the biggest thing. I seriously wish I knew about this years ago. I really do. Then I could have enrolled Stephanie.
younger one, guys. So,
Mhm.
you know,
You can't tell because I use the CBD Beauty Mist.
yes, that's what it is. But I'll tell you all about the shampoo, guys. It's pretty good. So basically, I feel like that's kind of the business, why we got started, a little bit about commissions. There's so much you can dig into, but we don't want to keep you guys any longer. It's been an hour already. We have cross-line Zoom calls that are large. Every week we have smaller business groups. We are available through messaging. And I know Devin is available to help too for Bryan. I'm still trying to get my husband to sell a kit. He's failed. Actually, he sold his mom one. That's about it. But so I feel like just trying to figure out your why, find the products that you love, and go into those groups. So if you guys are in the Facebook, the business groups, search in there, search sample ideas, search like hosting party, whatever it is, and we can curtail calls to help you guys. But the biggest thing is to really love the product. And that's like my biggest thing is like, find the products you love and you will be able to sell them like hands down, no problem. Bryan, so there are, how many are there? So there's 20 people on here. I have 2 bottles of hold on, somebody's coming in, there's 21. I have 2 bottles of gratitude that I wanted to give away too. So if you have anything else, Bryan, to chat about, and then what we can do is you can shoot me a number, text me a number, one in between 1 to 21, and then I'll pick a number and then we'll have everybody drop a number in the chat.
Okay. All right. I really do think the biggest thing for people is that they should oh gosh, what number?
Oh, hold on, Tracy, you gotta wait. Bryan, don't pick 14. I'm just kidding. You gotta pick another number, Tracy. Hold on. He's gonna text me at first.
No, that didn't just actually happen.
What?
Because I always pick my birthday, which is 13. I said, let's add one. So
goodness. All right. All right, so this is what we're doing. Tracy, I had an extra one. You're getting Envision. You're out. You can't do the next one.
I literally was texting you 14.
Well, text me something else.
All right.
Oh, awesome. Jennifer just signed someone up while she was on the Zoom. How amazing is that?
Yes.
All right, I got Bryan's number. No, you can't give me, that's too big. There's only 21 people on here.
Oh.
He said 23. Nope.
All right. Let's go with that one.
All right. Really? Okay.
Really?
All right. Yeah, just drop them, guys. Oh, there people are sending me privately too, but we'll see. Okay. Hold on. Let me see if anybody's got these yet. And you guys can keep guessing because nobody's got them yet. Mine or Bryan's. They're coming in. Nope. Oh, Jennifer, you got one. She got 4. I picked 4.
Ooh, what else? So they're gonna get it 37 if we don't have that many people.
This is fun.
This is fun.
Kind of like bingo. Oh,
Jennifer,
Sarah.
you can't say that anymore. I never went.
Sarah, you got it.
Oh, yeah. Vera got it.
So we picked 4, 16.
4 and 16. Hey, which is actually 4 times 4.
It is.
Because math.
That's math. And it's an anniversary.
True.
All right.
Actually, I didn't even realize that.
It is. That's actually Clayton's anniversary, guys, which is crazy. But anyways,
Crazy.
it's signs, all the signs.
All the signs.
So again,
I'm sorry, can I interrupt real quick?
Yes, please.
I'm so sorry. This is Jennifer. I took my video off because I'm like, yeah, I need to shower. They don't need to look at me. So I took my because I said like 5 minutes ago I had to get off the Zoom. But I was texting, I had a friend texting me while on the Zoom, and I wanted to share with everybody, I just signed her up as a brand partner. Like while we're on this call, woohoo! And I wanted to let everybody know, even though I typed it in, I've been an entrepreneur, had my own business for over 20 years. And so like what Stephanie and Bryan were talking about is called a sphere of influence. Anybody and everybody you know. And then you just take 10 of those a day, because we can easily come up with 100 people we know. The guy at the grocery store in the meat department, the librarian. Oh, wait, nobody goes to the library anymore. You know, anywhere you go and you've got a regular person, or the restaurants you go to, and even if it's on a napkin, write down your name and number, Young Living, like anywhere you would leave a tip, leave a card or leave your name and info or something. But writing down your sphere of influence is the best way to get started, like you guys were saying in the beginning, because we all know people, and you may talk to 100 people and 3 people sign up, but it's worth it. And then you make relationships along the way. I just wanted to throw that in. But you guys, it was so nice seeing you live, Stephanie. And are you going to be at the convention? Yes?
Possibly. I'm in a predicament, but possibly.
Okay, well, I'll pray, because I really would love to meet you in person.
Oh, thank you.
The convention next month and our cruise in January, Bryan. Oh my God.
We have a lot of exciting things going on.
I know.
Actually,
Although not to be naughty, but you know, Neil and I got married 15 whole days ago. That cruise is going to be our honeymoon. So you may not see us.
So we're not going to see you, is what I'm hearing. Got it.
You may not see us much, but I'll at least, no, I won't send you our room number. But anyways.
No. But you should, but you should plan a subscribe and save that involves Sensation Oil, Goldenrod, Idaho Blue Spruce for Jensen's Plus.
Well, I'm proud. Well, he's proud for me to say he does not need those things.
You may not know this, but actually Corporate Young Living said that they were going to come on the cruise with us.
Did they really?
They sure did.
Oh, so now we have to mind our P's and Q's, right?
There's going to be a whole day that's dedicated to Young Living with corporate.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
It'll be a lot of
I
fun.
love this. All right, you guys. I'm so sorry for interrupting your session, but I had to jump in and before I signed off.
No, you're good.
Thank you for everything you guys do for us and give us. Just your time is invaluable. So thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations on the new brand partner.
I know. That's awesome.
Can I have her join our team, Bryan? Like our messenger group?
Mm-hmm. That is
Okay.
Never a question. Add her to all the things.
Awesome. Great. When you see her name's Amy Hallmark. That's not hard to forget.
Oh my God, she's like a movie. I can't wait.
Oh. All right, you guys have a great rest of your evening. I love everybody. Love and light.
Bye,
All right.
Jennifer.
Talk to you soon.
Bye.
I think I don't have much else. I think it's important. We've been very honest and open, and I think giving people a chance if they have any questions at all.